Konnichiwa, Ian des. Let's learn some English. So today we're looking at nature.
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 自然
So hopefully you're going to learn about nature. We'll first start with the countryside. So you have the town, you have the towns, the cities, and outside of that, the countryside. Do you live in the countryside? I don't. I live in a city. I would like to live in the countryside. It's very nice. So that's the English countryside. Does it look like Japan? I think it's similar. But you can also have mountains. I know you have mountains in Japan. Isn't that Fujisan? I think so. Mountains are very tall. Countryside's usually quite flat. And then you might live near the seaside. You might call it a beach. You might call it the seaside. It's kind of the same thing. You live beside the ocean. And Japan is an island, so there's lots of ocean. So do you live in the countryside? Do you live in a mountain? Isn't Nagano a mountain area? They do skiing and other things there. You have plenty of coastlines, seasides, beaches. Or do you live in a big city? I think a lot of you live in Tokyo. But maybe some of you live outside. Let me know. That's the beach. We've talked about the beach already. Got the sand, got the ocean. Very nice. This beach has a bit of a mountain there. Not a big mountain, but you still climb up there. And opposite the beach is the forest. So it's all the trees and the woods. Very different to the beach. The beach is sand and sea. Forest is trees. But I'm sure you live near a river. The countryside has rivers. Forest has rivers. Even a mountain has rivers. And cities, they got rivers too. Not as nice though. I think the countryside here is beautiful. So this river is going through the forest. People like to go out to nature so they can see the stars at night. You don't see them in the city. It's too much light. But if you go out to the forest, up to the mountains, to the countryside, you start seeing all the stars. It's very nice. Look at that. Wow. Pretty cool. And if you're going to see the stars at night, it probably means you're camping. A lot of campsites are in the countryside. This one looks like it's beside a river. This one's in the forest. That one's got some forest. There's a mountain in the background. Camping in the nature is very nice. And this is a tree. I've already mentioned trees. That's one tree. And when you get many, it becomes a forest. It's kind of like the kanji for trees. It's one tree, and you have two, means there's a bit more, and you have the 1, 2, and the 3. Becomes a forest. Let's see. See, 1. Ooh. And you've got 3. So the more trees you have, it becomes a forest. A forest is made up of trees. You can't count how many trees there is because it's a big forest. Maybe you'll see some flowers. These are wild flowers. They just grow and you can enjoy them. all different colours and shapes and sizes. That's why people like the other nature, and they can just see these beautiful flowers growing. Maybe when you go out to nature, you might see a shrine. I won't, because I don't live in Japan, but you might. You get countryside shrines. This one looks like it might be in a forest. Oh yeah, look at all those trees. Forest shrine. This one, what's on the island up the mountain? That's Hiroshima, isn't it? This one's in the forest. I really want to visit a shrine. I think they're really nice. And in the countryside, or in nature, you'll also find grass. You also have grass in your garden. People cut it, keep it short. Or like on a golf course, you have short grass. But in nature, you get grass too, and it's usually quite long. Might look like this in nature, very high. But why do we like nature? What's there, or what's not there? I think if you live in Tokyo and then you go to the countryside, it's a big difference. There's no buildings, there's no houses. Well, there is some, but it's only one or two. There's one little house. Let's look at this picture. Oh, some little houses here, but it's mostly green. In Tokyo, house, building, apartment, office, supermarket. Countryside, just empty. And that's why we like to go there. Also, there's no cars. There's no streets, there's no motorbikes, no cars, no bicycles. It's just grass, fields. Look at that, no cars. Then you might get a little road. But there's no buses, no traffic jams, no trains, just empty. But there might be some animals. Depends where you are, but the countryside will have some animals. There's a squirrel, Mr. Fox, badger. So the countryside is full of animals. And you're going to hear the birds singing. You don't hear cars, you hear birds. Big difference. One is lovely, the others, we don't like it. Yeah, you'll hear the birds, but you might meet a bear. That's a big bear. You do not want to meet him. So you got to be careful in nature. It's not always safe. Birds are fine. Bears, you got to be careful. Mr. Fox, the kitsune, they're okay. They'll not hurt you. You might see them. It's beautiful. There's also more insects in the countryside. Nature is full of them. You might hear the crickets, hear the flies, more spiders, but it might be butterflies. All these insects are in nature. You also might get some snakes. I don't like them. So you gotta be careful for snakes and bears. Apart from that, you can relax. Just sit down and enjoy yourself. A lot of people, they go so they can hike, which means walking. When you walk up a mountain or through the countryside, we call it hiking. I don't know why, but it's what it's called. So you can go on a hike. I think this man's hiking up a mountain. These three they're going up a mountain. Would you rather hike in a mountain or a forest? Or maybe do you want to go for a long walk down the beach? I'll tell you what you would like. Picnic. So you go to nature, sit on the grass, get the food out, have a good time, have some sandwiches. We've been doing this a long time. There's an old picture where they're in the beside the trees, beside a river, enjoying themselves, having lunch. What do you have for your picnic? Sandwiches? That's what I have. Another reason for going to nature, fresh air. In the city, it's smoke, cars, it's all nature, beautifully clean. You can say it's clean air, or you can say there's fresh air. It's the same thing. You're saying the air just is better. It's nicer. It's clean. It's fresh. It's beautiful. Just breathe it in. It's good for you. There's no smoke. So that's some vocabulary for nature. Watch that a few times. Try and remember the words. Listen out for them when you're watching videos. And of course, go to the website. Be more lessons, more videos, questions, worksheets, information. Just go there, sign up, log in and enjoy. Learn some more English. Arigato. Jamate.